There was a request for me to record a video for problem number 5 from section 3A through C in the book. I'm actually going to do my version that shows up in the homework key for this homework, just to give you something a little bit different than the solution, the solution that's in the solution manual. Okay, so for the wording of the problem, just take a look at the homework key, and this is problem number 2 in that homework. Okay, so the very first thing we're told in this problem is that we have an annual effective interest rate of 6.9%, and at that interest rate, an annuity immediate with 4N annual payments of 500 has a present value of 6862. Okay, so 6862 is the present value of an annuity with payments of 500. Since it's present value, we use A. We're told it is an annuity immediate, so we don't need the dots. There are 4N payments, and we have an interest rate of 6.9%. Okay, so at this point, the only unknown here is N, and so I'm just going to use the BA calculator to solve for 4N. You could do this with the TI, but it would involve using some logarithms and that sort of thing. In this case, I think it's easiest just to use the BA calculator. But that's going to give me that 4N is equal to 44. And thus, I can see that N is equal to 11. Okay, so now this gets to the complicated part of the problem. We have 44 payments in total. And we can split those 44 payments up into 4 groups. The first 11 payments, the second 11 payments, the third 11, and the fourth 11. And what the problem wants us to determine is we want to look at the first and third set of 11 payments and figure out what percentage they make of the total of the present value. I know that's a little hard to sort through, so let me just break it down. The first thing we want to do is just calculate the present value of those 22 payments, the first 11 and the third 11. So if I were going to draw this in a diagram, okay, so we have 11, time 11, let me put the times up above, time 11, time 22, 33, and also time 44. I'm not going to draw all the times, just these relevant ones. And so this kind of breaks things up into 4 sets of 11. And I am particularly interested in the present value of this first set of 11 payments and the third set of 11 payments. Okay, so let's see if we can figure out the present value of these payments. The first one is easy. The first one is going to be simply A11. I'm sorry, 500 A11, because the payments are $500 a piece. There's actually a way that you can do this without needing to worry about the value of the payments, but let's just make it simple and say 500 A11. That's the present value of these first 11 payments. Okay, now this third set of 11 payments, well, the first one happens at time 23, 24, 25, 26, etc. This is an annuity immediate, so these all happen at the end of the year. So if I just use 500 A11, that pulls back to the beginning of this time period. So in other words, time 22. So 500 A11 gives me the present value of the third set of payments, but the present value at time 22. I want the present value at time 0, so I need to pull this back another 22 years. So at time 0, I have a present value of 500 A11 V22. Okay, so the combined present value of the first and third set of payments would be the sum of these two numbers. And I want to know what ratio they constitute of the overall present value. So in other words, I take the present value of the first set, I add to that the present value of the third set, and then I divide by the overall present value. So this 6862 would include the present value of the first, second, third, and fourth sets. Okay. And from here, it's kind of a straightforward calculation since we know there aren't any variables here. So this is sort of a direct calculation. To make things a little bit simpler, I'm going to pull a 500 A11 out of the numerator. And that leaves me with 1 plus V22 divided by 6862. And then I'm just going to calculate the relevant bits and pieces using my calculator. Probably in this case I would use the TI calculator. And what I end up with is 67.56%. So the first and third set of payments constitute roughly 67.56% of the overall present value of all 44 payments total. Well, hopefully that makes sense. If not, feel free to stop by my office and ask any questions you might have. Thanks for watching.